Ahead of Jammu and Kashmir assembly polls, Congress and National Conference have announced their pre-poll alliance. Yesterday at the same time, viewers, I asked the question that would have been on any nationalist's mind. Does this mean that Rahul Gandhi and his team stands with National Conference in all the promises made in its manifestos, especially the restoration of Article 370? Today, Union Minister, Home Minister Amit Shah dug the knife deeper in a 10-point attack on the Congress party. Here are the 10 questions that Amit Shah has asked. Amit Shah has said that the pre-poll alliance exposes Congress's ulterior motives of repeatedly risking India's unity and security to satiate its greed for power. He asked if Rahul Gandhi supports the JKNC manifesto, which calls for abolishing reservations for Dalits, Gujjars, Bakarwals and the Pahadis, and a separate flag, and restoring jobs to those who were removed for links with terrorists.
वो लोग जो आतंकवाद को बढ़ावा देते हैं, वो लोग जो पाकिस्तान के साथ वार्ता करने की बात करते हैं, क्या नेशनल कॉन्फ्रेंस के इशारे पर कांग्रेस पार्टी को अलगाववाद को बढ़ावा देने का, समर्थन करने का इरादा है? जिन लोगों ने आतंकवादी घटनाओं में योगदान दिया, पत्थरबाज थे, क्या कांग्रेस पार्टी नेशनल कॉन्फ्रेंस के चलते उनको सरकारी नौकरी में बहाल करके फिर दहशत का एक माहौल लौटाना चाहती है? क्या कांग्रेस पार्टी का आरक्षण विरोधी चेहरा सामने आया है? क्या कांग्रेस दलित, गुज्जर, बकरवाल, पहाड़ियों के आरक्षण को समाप्त करके नेशनल कॉन्फ्रेंस के इशारे पर अपने गठबंधन के चलते ये पाप करने वाली है? क्या नेशनल कॉन्फ्रेंस के चलते कांग्रेस पार्टी अलग झंडे के वादे का समर्थन करती है?
अमित शाह जी का अपना एजेंडा है, नेशनल कॉन्फ्रेंस का अपना एजेंडा है। 370 की वजह से यहाँ पे कोई अलगाववाद, उग्रवाद कभी नहीं हुआ। अलगाववाद, उग्रवाद अगर यहाँ पे उसने जन्म लिया, वो तब जन्म लिया जब 370 के साथ छेड़छाड़ की गई। अगर 370 के साथ छेड़छाड़ नहीं की जाती तो शायद यहाँ लोगों ने 1947 में एक सेकुलर मुल्क के साथ चंद शराइत पे जो इल्हाक किया था, यहाँ पे कभी उस इल्हाक के खिलाफ या यहाँ पे कोई बदअमनी नहीं होती थी।
You heard the reactions. Let's open this up. Tuhin Sinha stays on. Meena Gill is an activist of the Valmiki Samaj from Jammu. Sushil Pandit needs no introduction. Lokesh Jindal will be joining us shortly. We have Garu Bhatti, activist of the Valmiki Samaj, also with us. मीना गिल, मैं आपसे शुरुआत करना चाहता हूं। नेशनल कॉन्फ्रेंस ने अपने इलेक्शन मैनिफेस्टो में यह कहा है कि अगर हम आते हैं चुनाव के बाद तो हम आर्टिकल 370 को रिस्टोर करेंगे, 35A को रिस्टोर करेंगे। आप क्या कहना चाहती हैं? क्योंकि आप बेनिफिशियरी हैं। जब 35A गया और 370 गया तो आपके जीवन में जो बदलाव आया, मैं चाहता हूं कि आप देश को बताएं।
Thank you so much, sir, for me being there with you to put my views and opinions. Firstly, sir, I strongly condemned the manifesto which says that restoration of Article 370 and 35A, because we, the Valmiki Samaj, have been the greatest victim of this Article 370 and 35A. You can see that I am a qualified and a well-educated girl from Valmiki Samaj, and we have been brought up by the Jammu and Kashmir government in 1957. Not me, but my forefathers, and there has been 65 years we have been putting up in J&K. And 370 and 35A have always posed an obstacle in the development of the Valmiki community. As we were brought here as a Safai Karamchari by the then government, the promises made by them were fulfilled little and little not. They didn't think about the bright future of the Valmiki kids who were getting education and who will be rather coming in the future. So 370 was a biggest hurdle, and the restoration of the Article 370 and 35A will be again a biggest hurdle to the Valmiki community's development. I want to brief you that I had to put a lot of gap in my studies, and it is only after the August 2019, 5th August, when this article was abrogated, that I'm again pursuing my studies from the Jammu University. I just have one question from the people who are supporting the restoration of this Article 370 and 35A. Do they want the Valmiki community to only work as a Safai Karamchari? Do they want us to work as a bonded labor in the J&K? Just answer my question.
Answer that.
After so many years,
Kamruzaman Chaudhary, do you want
pursuing
people like Meena Gill and others from the Valmiki Samaj to continue as bonded labor? Because Valmikis in Jammu and Kashmir could not get government jobs except that of sweeper.
No, Pranesh, tonight is not the night to debate whether Article 370 will be reimposed or not. As the topic suggests for tonight is the Congress aligning with the National Conference. And I will not digress from the topic.
You've changed the debate.
Citizen of India, like the madam.
This is astonishing. I mean, you have the power to change the debate. You did this in the first debate. Now you will decide the topic. If you can't answer a question, just say that I can't. You're saying that, this is not the debate tonight. Of course it is debate. And by saying that, you are insulting many like Meena Gill.
Pranesh. No, I said people like the madam, I forgot her name, I can't recollect her name, deserves justice and deserves equality in the society. There is no doubt about it. And let me tell you, India as a nation from 1947 till date is one. There is no need for further divisions in the society. If Congress party is aligned with the National Conference,
Kamruzaman Chaudhary, 1 minute. The quota champions stand, exposed. And exposed like how?
Pranesh, let me finish.
No. I will not, sir. I will not. ये हिस्ट्री लेसन आप बाद में करेंगे. आपने बोल दिया कि इंडिया इज वन, ये सब पता है हमको. बट ये जो वन इंडिया है, एक भारत, उस पे स्ट्राइक कौन प्लान कर रहा है? द अब्दुल्लाज. दे वांट टू रिस्टोर आर्टिकल 370. और देखिए, आपने वाल्मीकि समाज को सुना, इसीलिए मैंने उनको रखा है. नहीं तो आप डिनायल में रहते. आप बोलते कि कौन है, किसको प्रॉब्लम है. वो आपसे सवाल पूछ रही हैं. मैं नहीं पूछ रहा हूं आज, प्रणेश नहीं पूछ रहा आपसे. आज आपसे मीना जिल बात कर रही हैं, आप उनको जवाब दीजिए.
प्रणेश, सुप्रीम कोर्ट के वर्डिक्ट के बाद में 370 रहेगा नहीं रहेगा, ये डिबेट खत्म हो चुका है. कांग्रेस पार्टी का स्टैंड एकदम क्लियर है. रहा बात यहां पे कांग्रेस पार्टी जो अमित शाह जी का ट्वीट पे कुछ सवाल हम अपने तौर से पूछना चाह रहे हैं. 370 जाने का बाद में क्या टारगेटेड किलिंग्स जम्मू एंड कश्मीर में बंद हो गया? नहीं. नो, ए बिग नो. Whether the people from other parts of India have been able to buy properties in Jammu and Kashmir? No. Whether people from other parts of the country have been able to secure jobs in Jammu and Kashmir? No. Then what the changes have been brought in Jammu and Kashmir? Whether the Kashmiri Pandits have been reinstated in the valley? No. But you lied to the nation that 370 हट जाएगा तो हम ये सब जम्मू एंड कश्मीर में लागू करेंगे.
370 हटने के बाद क्या चेंज हुआ? अब आपने मीना गिल से सुना, आपको गारू भट्टी जी बताएंगे. गारू भट्टी जी, आप 30 सेकंड में बताइए कि क्या बदला है नया कश्मीर में. 370 हटने से क्या बदला है?
सर, 370 हटने से हमारी उम्मीदें जगी हैं. हमारी जो बेड़ियां थी पिछले 60 दशकों की, वो टूटी हैं. आज हमारा जो नव युवा है वो पढ़ लिख चुका है, ग्रेजुएट है, पोस्ट ग्रेजुएट. आज उसको उम्मीद जगी है कि आज जो गंदगी का बोझा, गंदगी की टोकरी मेरे सर पे रखी थी 370 और 35A की, वैसे आज उसको हमने उतार फेंका है. आज वो जज बनना चाहता, आज वो वकील बनना चाहता. आज हमारे बच्चे नीट एग्जाम की तैयारी कर रहे हैं. आप एक्सपेक्ट नहीं कर रहे कि वाल्मीकि समाज को एक नया जीवन मिला है. जो हमने कभी सोचा नहीं था। और ये मोदी सरकार, अगर मोदी जी ना आते हमारी जिंदगी में, 100 साल बाद आते या 100 साल तक हमें ये और इसको झेलना पड़ता, तो हमें एक नया जीवन मिला है, हमें होप मिली है, हमें वोटिंग अधिकार मिले हैं, हमें दलित नहीं माना जाता था। जो समाज पिछले 60 सालों से गंदगी का बोझा ढो रहा है, इतनी जिल्लत में रह रहा है, आप हमारी बस्तियां देखें, यहाँ सांस लेने में प्रॉब्लम, उसमें रहने को मजबूर है, उसको यहाँ जमीन खरीदने का अधिकार नहीं था, उसको यहाँ वोटिंग राइट नहीं था, उसको दलित नहीं माना गया था, मैं कहता हूं कि उसको इंसान ही नहीं माना जाता था। तो ये बड़ी अजीबोगरीब बात है कि कांग्रेस और एनसी मिलकर धारा 370 लाके हम पे थोपना चाहते हैं हमारे बच्चों को। आज उन्हें ये हमारा जो फ्यूचर ब्राइट हुआ नजर आ रहा, गोरखा समाज का फ्यूचर ब्राइट हुआ है, पश्चिम पाक जो रेफ्यूजी उनका फ्यूचर ब्राइट हुआ है, आधी आबादी जो औरतों की उनका फ्यूचर ब्राइट हुआ है। ये किस और देश को?
Had I told you all of this, you would have questioned the facts. Now you heard from the beneficiaries, people on the ground. But you are in denial. I can understand why you are in denial. 1 minute. I want to ask a specific question to Tushar, and then I'm going to Sushil Pandit ji. Tushar, you see the hypocrisy of the quota champions is here before us.
ये कहते हैं जितनी आबादी उतना हक, पर वाल्मीकि समाज का कोई हक नहीं है। इनके मुताबिक गुज्जरों का कोई हक नहीं है, बकरवाल समाज का कोई हक नहीं है। ये इनकी सच्चाई है। And Pranesh, I want to fact check Kamruzaman Chaudhary on live television on your show right now. He just said that no one has been able to purchase land in Jammu and Kashmir after Article 370 went away. He's wrong. He's lying. It has been clarified by the center in 2023 that close to 200 people have bought land in the valley since 2019. So I'm sorry, Mr. Kamruzaman Chaudhary, but need to get your facts right. Number two, Rahul Gandhi says, मेरा कश्मीर के साथ एक पारिवारिक रिश्ता है। कल उन्होंने कश्मीर में ये बात कही। ये कैसा पारिवारिक रिश्ता है जहां परिवार के कुछ लोगों की वजूद पे ही सवाल उठ चुका है, जहां वाल्मीकि समाज को कहा जा रहा है 370 वापस लाया जाएगा, आपके हक आपसे छीने जाएंगे? कैसा रिश्ता है ये? गुज्जर बकरवाल पे तो जाना ही नहीं चाहते। You know, Pranesh, I was visiting Jammu a couple of years back, and one of the members of the Bakkarwal community told me that because of Ayushman Bharat being implemented in the state of Jammu and Kashmir, they were able to access intricate knee replacement surgeries. I'm just giving you one example as to how this all changed after 2019, and the Congress and the NC wants to reverse that. It wants to take back Kashmir one generation back again. Wants to put them into unrest again. And Kamruzaman Chaudhary here says, अरे ये सब बातें छोड़िए, आज कांग्रेस और एनसी की बात करते क्यों करें? आज आपको कांग्रेस का स्टांस 370 पे क्लियर करना होगा. Is Congress in favor of 370? Yes or no? Will they want to restore it? Yes or no? And if they do not want to restore it, what is the alliance with the National Conference all about?
What is the alliance with National Conference? We've been asking for the last 2 days. We have no answers. Sushil Pandit ji. This is the NC manifesto, sir. It says one of the poll promises is end to unjust terminations. Who do they want to give justice to? Manzoor Ahmad Lave, dismissed on 15th March for anti-national activities. He was one of the instigators along with associates who instigated a mob to cause damage and destruction to government property. The next is Farooq Ahmad Sheikh, head constable who established contracts with Pakistan-based terrorists involved in smuggling of narcotics. Khalid Hussain Shah, constable from Kupwara, established contacts with Pak-based terrorists. Rahmat Shah, another constable, established contacts with terrorists. Irshad Ahmad, constable from Baramulla, close relationship with terrorist associate of the area, started working as an OGW, overground worker, with a proscribed terror organization. Mr. Pandit.
Yes, Pranesh. I mean, the list is long. They have, in years of their rule over Kashmir, created openings for jihad within the system. Whether it was lower judiciary, whether it was police forces, whether it was bureaucracy, even the civil society organizations, trade unions, hotel owners association, houseboat owners association, bar association, They have infiltrated jihad, they have hatched jihad over the years, and the consequences are in front of us. When it was fully blown, the same Farooq Abdullah fled the country, went to UK, only to return back in 96 as chief minister when the state was literally dragged back from the brink. It is the National Conference which is singularly responsible for destroying the state, as was said by Amit Shah in Parliament while abrogating 370 on 5th of August 2019 and 6th of August 2019, which is why they were held in preventive custody and not allowed to roam around free in public in the immediate aftermath of the neutering of 370. But the problem is not one FIR has been brought against them. No one is prosecuted. No one is prosecuted for Kashmiri Pandit's Holocaust in Kashmir. Not a single victim or survivor has been given justice till date. Kashmir is still waiting for acknowledgement as to what happened to Hindus 35 years ago. There is no white paper, there is no inquiry, nothing. My problem is, and I want to make this point as emphatically as I can, Pranesh, give me half a minute. It pays electorally to consolidate the nationalist patriotic vote in Jammu region to rail against National Conference, and it pays National Conference electorally to continue ranting on 370, 35A, AFSPA and other such things, because they are playing to their constituencies. Post-election, I have my doubts that these two formations will come together, just as BJP and PDP came together to form a coalition. National Conference and BJP will come together to offer a coalition government, the consequences of which you and I can easily imagine, because we've seen such a coalition ruin Kashmir between 2015 and 2018.
Right. So talking about the lip service by politicians on
highest
across the spectrum. Let's put that to Tuhin Sinha. Lokesh Jintal also joining the panel. Tuhin Sinha, you're questioning the Congress, but you will have to answer for your own track record. Let's make it specific, your alliance with the PDP.
You know, Pranesh, our action speaks louder than words. The abrogation of Article 370, number one, has ended the apartheid against weaker sections of society, against Dalits. And number two, it has ended the ghettoization of the valley. Now, the only two people who are desperate to bring it back are National Conference and the Congress Party, because they have a long history of being pro-separatist and anti-Dalits. Way back in 1953, Nehru had realized the intentions of Sheikh Abdullah. He was externed in the Kashmir conspiracy case. What happened in 1963? Nehru-Sheikh Abdullah Pact, which unleashed a fresh spell of disaster. In 1974, it was Indira Gandhi-Sheikh Abdullah Pact. And in 1986, it was Rajiv Gandhi-Farooq Abdullah Pact, which led to a fresh wave of terrorism. So I think, you know, these two parties are solely responsible. When it comes to BJP, the only time where we aligned with PDP, and in hindsight, we realized it was an error of judgment. But till the time they were together, we, you know...
Okay, you're calling it an error of judgment. Tuhin Sinha, you're calling it an error of judgment. I want you to make it absolutely clear to the viewers. And it's a direct question. Say it on the show that come what may, we will not ally with the NC, PDP or the Congress. This is what Sushil Pandit, he's put you on a test. Make it clear.
Unequivocal attack of Amit Shah ji, Home Minister Amit Shah ji, on the Congress Party with regard to National Conference Manifesto. I think that makes us stand very clear. We have nothing to do with the NC, and obviously we have always considered Congress to be working against the interests of the country. Congress today, especially with, you know, under Rahul Gandhi's thought process, is working towards the balkanization of the country, and I think they need to answer questions with regard to national.
No, you left out the PDP. Tuhin Sinha, you left out the PDP. I want to make it clear to the viewers.
No, there's no question of any alignment with PDP.
There is no question of any alliance with the PDP, National Conference or the Congress Party. Lokesh Jindal, that is the assurance. Can the Congress Party give the same assurance by snapping ties with the national conference? Because if you don't, then please answer. Of the 10 questions asked by Amit Shah, I want you to address just 3. Does the Congress support the National Conference's promise of a separate flag for Jammu and Kashmir? Do you back the idea of restoring Article 370 and 35A? And will the Congress support reinstating relatives of those involved in terrorism? And last question, question number 4, is that this exposes Congress's anti-reservation stance.
Well, Pranesh, we need to understand it very, very clearly that there is a history that is associated with integration of Jammu and Kashmir. It's the only state that was merged with India via instrument of accession. So there is a basis to Article 370 and Article 35A, and it is not some form of a random claim.
No, so you're backing it. So you're backing
what
it.
What I would say is the issue of Article 370 and 35A has to be dealt with more responsibly. The Assembly
it has
of
been
Jammu
dealt
and
with,
Kashmir,
sir. The Supreme Court has told us what it thinks of the
certainly.
decision.
No, but Pranesh, our constitution contains various provisions. For example, if a resolution is passed by the assembly of a particular state.
So answer that question. Will the Congress back that resolution?
Well, Pranesh, it all depends upon the
All
people
depends
of Jammu
on.
and
So
Kashmir.
you're not sure.
When I say that we'll have national conference reaching out to the people with their
Reaching out
election
to the
manifesto,
people, they've reached out to
representatives being
China
elected.
to bring back Article 370. Their base is not limited to India. They are in touch with Beijing. No, but don't laugh. Lokesh, I'm serious. Okay, answer the question on reservation. The alliance exposes Congress's anti-reservation stance. Does the Congress support the promise to end reservations for Dalits, Gujjars, Bakarwals, Pahadi community? We had some representative of the Valmiki Samaj on the show.
No, Pranesh, the very concept of affirmative action by the state reservation has been the brainchild of the Congress, and Congress has stood strong for it.
Then say that we disagree with the National Conference.
Reservation?
Lokesh Jindal, you're not answering questions. I tried with you last evening also. Let me bring in your good friend. Tushar, what do you make of what Lokesh has said?
2 points, Pranesh. One, when you go about the history of the BJP and the PDP, let's all remember it ended with Article 370 going out. Many, even today, still question the BJP's decision to go with the PDP. They say it was diluting their ideology. But the end result was that 370 went away. But now that we're talking about Congress and NC possibly coming together and even forming the government, we don't know. They are talking about bringing 370 back. That's a significant difference. Number 2, Lokesh just said that 370 has a history to it because Kashmir was the only state that signed the Instrument of Accession in 1947. I'm sorry, but there were several princely states that signed the instrument. It wasn't just Kashmir. So to say that 370 has basis in the Instrument of Accession is also incorrect. My simple question again is, if Congress's stance is clear, because Kamruzaman Chaudhary says the Supreme Court has settled it, if the Congress believes that the Supreme Court has indeed settled the debate, what is their alliance with the
Congress has two schools of thoughts. One is the Khadge school of thought, the other is the Adhir Ranjan school of thought. So, Kamruzaman Chaudhary and Lokesh Jindal can differ. But Lokesh, quick comment.
Well, my so-called friend here, Tushar Gupta, doesn't even know that other princely state, they did not sign the Instrument of Accession. Sir, it was a merger agreement. No, your arguments are like your head, barren. Please understand, when I am talking about Instrument of Accession, it was only Jammu and Kashmir which had signed it.
Please, gentlemen, please.
Lokesh,
No personal comment, please. No personal comment. Mr. Pandit, you have the last word on the show, please. Lokesh, Tushar, please calm down. Sir, 30 seconds. Sum this up for our viewers, please.
Thank you. No, it was Instrument of Accession signed by all princely states, including Jammu and Kashmir, which was a princely state. The merger agreements were much later between princely states to become a province. Like there were more than 200 princely states in Gujarat, more than 200 princely states in Rajasthan. They merged with each other to create a province. So don't confuse between merger and accession. First was accession by all the princely states. Number two, I must respond to what BJP spokesperson said, that the frontal attack by Amit Shah on national conference obviates all possibilities. You must see what frontal attacks there were on PDP during 2014 general elections, and post those frontal attacks when PDP fought in order to stop BJP.
But he's made an assurance. We will hold that.
In order to
we'll hold him to account after the results. Let's see what happens. But of the many things Amit Shah has asked, he's also asked, does Congress want Shankaracharya Mountain to be known as Takhte Suleiman and Hari Parvat to be known as Kohe Maran? The Congress will have to answer these questions. Either ways, the people will know what the stand of the Congress is. Gentlemen, thank you for joining us. मीना गिल जी, गारू भट्टी जी, बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया टाइम्स नाउ से बात करने के लिए.